Hey, welcome back everybody. It's Alaska Stock Talk. We're going to talk about Ocugen, of course, my favorite stock. That's why you clicked on this video. We're going to look at a little bit of TA, talk about what happened today. If you haven't watched the last video, we kind of talked about what could happen leading up to today and what's going to happen through the next months here leading up to April. And again, let me just do a little quick disclaimer here. I do own Ocugen, so take whatever I say today with a grain of salt. And don't use this video, this isn't financial advice. Don't use this video for you to make any sort of decision whether to buy, sell, or to continue to hold this stock. This is purely for fun, and just to see if whatever I come up with today happens to play out. That would be cool. It's interesting for me. So don't use this as any sort of advice. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it here. We are going to start by just taking a look at Ocugen and what has played out. So please go back, watch my last video where I talked about, we looked at some other stocks and saw what happened after the 13 crosses the 200 MA here, which is a really bullish sign. And today I found something else out too while I was digging here. I said, let's just turn on the 100 MA, right? I hadn't had it on the 100 SMA, and I said, let's just turn it on and see what I might see. And I saw this, which is very interesting to me. The 100, right, is this darker orange, and the 50 is this lighter orange. And the 50 is getting ready to cross the 100 here just about the same time, right? It's going to cross basically the day after, tomorrow. The 13 crossed the 200 today, and I bet this is going to cross tomorrow, almost at the same exact time. And I thought that was really interesting, so I said, let me go and check some other stocks and see if this happened to any other ones. And since I was already looking and comparing Ocugen yesterday to Meta, right, Facebook, I figured let me go ahead and just see what that one looked like. And lo and behold, Meta almost did the same exact thing, right? We had the 50 crossing the 100 right here, like we're about to do. And then we had the 13 had crossed right like the day after, crossing the 200 here. Almost the same exact time as us, both right at the same time. And what did that mean for Meta, right? Right after that, for Meta, it signified that this was a bullish run, right? This is when tech started to have a bull run. So that signified the bull run for tech, and you can see that Meta even bounced off the 13 and the 5 MA all the way up, basically through all of 23. It has continued to bounce up and bounce off. You can see until it started to get closer to the top over here, that it started to kind of do this stepping thing. And again, like I was kind of saying in the last video, or 2 videos ago, I said this is very bullish for Ocugen, and usually it means that the stock goes up, but it's not immediate, right? And you can see that here. If we zoom in and look at Meta, you can see that it wasn't immediate, right? Once we crossed the 200, well, it was pretty immediate, right? Once we crossed the 200, it also looks pretty, just before, really. It was immediate shoot up. But then what happened? It came back down, right? So that's what I expect we're going to do too. We're going to come back. It's probably not going to go too far down. It may come down a few cents or whatever, couple cents until we hit the 5 or we hit the 13 MA, just like Facebook over here, and then we keep bouncing off of that. We may even keep following this chart, which is pretty cool. I haven't touched this flipped chart right here in gray in a couple of days, and it seems like we're kind of continuing to follow that. And if you want to know how to do that, it's a pretty cool trick. So what you do on TradingView, there's these different things right here. There's this one that says long position. You click on the little arrow and it says bars pattern. So you click bars pattern, and then you go, let's say, this is what I did. I said, let me start here, and you go to where you want. I want it to end here, and then it creates this little clone. And I said, well, let's see what that looks like if you put it over there. So you can mirror it, you can flip it. So I flipped it and I put it over here to see what it looked like, and lo and behold, we start following it, right? So that's just, it doesn't mean we're gonna follow that for sure, but it's just a way to kind of see how it could go, right? This is a natural way a stock moves, so it could look something like this, as opposed to me just using the drawing tool to draw out, oh, I think it might do this. This is just another interesting way to do that. So back looking at Meta, so yeah, I'm hoping that this is signifying our bull run for the biotechs, right? Meta and other tech stocks, right? They had their bottom over here just at the end of 2023. And same thing, like if we go check another one, same thing, they bottom at the end of 2023. So tech bottomed, right at the end, or at the end of 2022, excuse me. And then all 2023, tech has had this huge momentum bullish run, right? Same thing, Meta. And if you were to check other ones, it'd probably be the same thing, all other tech stocks. So now that we're seeing all this movement in bio healthcare, I'm hoping that these bullish signals here are the same signals that signaled the bullish run for tech stocks. Let's quickly look at Altimmune, just because they are on a very similar trajectory as us. This is what I'm hoping for, right? This would, if we keep shooting up like this, and we're looking pretty similar, that'd be amazing, right? That's gonna get us back to $1, probably, pretty close to here, which is just in a couple of months from now. That'd be awesome. If we got some news, it could be, tomorrow. It could be a week from now, 2 weeks from now. We don't know, right? This is what I'm hoping for. And this is what I'm also hoping for, right? When you look at how Meta had this, they came down, they had this comeback to match the top. There may be some resistance here. That's what I'm hoping for Ocugen. And if we get that for Ocugen, this is what it's going to look like. Look at these charts. They're actually real similar. Right? Everything's very similar. We could very much see this happen. And for us, this would be us getting back to 280. So if we actually took this and extended it to make it look like the Meta chart, we could very much be at 280 by November. That'd be insane. Or even sooner if we get news, right? You don't know. Okay, that's a lot of whole ifs and or buts. So all of that could happen. None of that could happen. That's why I say this is purely for entertainment, right? Don't decide to go. Don't watch this video and say I'm gonna go buy a ton of stocks, because now that he said this, yeah, that looks great. I think that might happen too. All right, don't do that, please. Okay, let me bring this back. Yeah, so that's the video. That's all I wanted to talk about today. Oh, actually.